everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a new Line 6 Helix and HX Stomp tutorial for you, and this is how to dial in the tone and effects for John Mayer's I Guess I Just Feel Like outro. And this is something that I came up with a few weeks ago when I dialed this in for my fractal and I did a tone match, and someone commented on the video and asked if it was going to be coming out for Helix. And I spent a lot of time on this one to try to get it as close as I could, because I did use the tone match capturing feature in the Axe 3. So this is approximated as best as I can. So for those of you who don't know, for this particular solo, John used an Epiphone Casino, and it was on the bridge pickup. Those were P90s in there. And then he used a cranked Vibrochamp, like pretty much dimed, and then there's a Psychedelic Machine, which does kind of that, it's almost like an Octavia type of thing, or Octafuzz, and it adds some upper harmonic type stuff going on, and it's really, really cool. So I dialed something in very similarly in the Helix. If you want to follow this full tutorial, then love for you to do that. It helps the channel to grow. If you don't want to do that and you just want the preset right away, it's available on my website, johnconashiroguitar.com. So let's go ahead and dive into HX Edit right now. I'm also using this new Mike Lowell JX Custom. It has their own hand-wound P90s. So here is the signal chain. It's quite simple, but let's go ahead and start with the amp. So let's go right here. I'm using the amp and cab combo. This is the US Small Tweed. It's as close as we could get to the Vibrochamp, being a small box kind of amp. So here are the settings. It's kind of cranked. And then the cab is the 1x12 US Princess, based on the Princeton. Wanted to get something kind of similar to that Vibrochamp, and using the 57 dynamic on here, get a little bit high end, backed it off quite a bit. And then something really important that I did is the high cut, just to take away that fizziness. And let's go ahead and take a look at the EQ. I just wanted to give it a little bit of mid bump, and also to back off some of the high end. So I added a simple EQ right after. And here's the delay, just a simple stereo tape, set to 472 milliseconds, but obviously you could set it to tap tempo if you wanted to. Just very minimal feedback, so if I were to play, so really like 2 audible repeats. So the next block that I have is a reverb block, and it is set to the dynamic ambience, and I guess I could change this to stereo, but let's actually go ahead and undo that so I can keep my settings. I'm set to 12 meters, basically stock settings, but just go ahead and copy these. And then the reverb at the end is the dynamic hall, set to stereo. Nice tail to it, some pre-delay, and then brought the mix down, and that's about it. So here's kind of what that sounds like. Let's go and turn the effects off at the front end, but here's kind of what it sounds like. Bridge pickup. Okay, so it's got some crunch to it. Next piece, let's go and turn this guy on. The Tycho Octavia Fuzz. So something to add the little bit of fuzz and the upper harmonic stuff going on. I did bring it into parallel. So then what I could do is right here, I can kind of blend it in with the B level, because if you just have it in series, it's going to be really, really just too much for the upper harmonic stuff. and then adding a graphic EQ, or the Q graphic, and give it a little bit of mid hump and a little bit of low mids going on, and then backed off on the kind of 2K and 6K range. All right, so now here's what this sounds like. Again, bridge pickup. All right, so it sounds really good by itself. So kind of the trick for me to see if the kind of upper harmonic Octavia, octafuzz type of thing is doing its job, kind of like what John is doing, is when you play this, you're hammering on, you're going from the B to the B on the octave, but you are hammering on from the A to the B. And it's really getting there. Now there's one piece that he does live, and he does stack it with a drive. So I'm stacking with the Minotaur, the Klon, and you can hear when it comes in, very subtle. Sounds great. Now, one last thing that I'd like to do is back off the tone knob just a little bit, maybe like a quarter of the way, and then it kind of takes away that edge to the high end. And there it is, my, I guess I just feel like preset for the outro. This works really well with humbuckers. I've tried it, works well with single coils as well. But again, if you want to follow this tutorial, go ahead and do so. If not, the preset is available on my website, johnkanashiroguitar.com. Take care.